Hello everybody! So today is just gonna be a really random story kind of day. Every now and then I will remember a story from my childhood or something will happen that will like trigger a memory and I want to share it with you guys because I think it's either entertaining or it makes fun of myself or I just thought you guys might want to hear about it. So in this video I'm gonna tell you guys about a time where I sleepwalked. Actually 2 times that I sleepwalked. Now I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm a sleepwalker because it's only happened twice in my life, but sometimes when I tell people that I sleepwalked, it freaks them out. And I can imagine, right, if you're laying next to someone or you're like living with someone and they just get up and start walking around the house, they'll be kind of freaky and they're not responding to anything that you're saying. I can imagine that that would be pretty scary. So I can understand people's reservations when it comes to me saying, hey, you know, I sleepwalked this one time. But I thought that I would share with you guys the situations that actually happened and how I found out that I actually did sleepwalk. So the first time that it happened, I was about 11 years old or something like that, and I had a bunk bed at the time, so I actually had to climb down the ladder while I was sleeping. Not quite sure how I managed to do that without killing myself, but apparently I managed to. And in the dream, what I was doing, like, in person, in reality, I was actually doing in the dream, because I remembered the dream when my mother told me what I had done. So basically what I did was got out of my bunk bed, climbed down those ladders, and turned every single light in the house on. So all the lights upstairs I turned on, went downstairs, turned all of those lights on, sat on the couch for like a few minutes, and then went back upstairs and went to bed. And my mother freaked the hell out. She got out of bed and saw what was going on, and she was really confused because obviously that was the first time that I ever sleepwalked, and I don't think anyone in my family has ever sleepwalked before. So she was really confused, and she thought that it was a ghost until she found out that it was actually me walking around. I was not possessed by a demon, although my mother could have thought that I was, and that's why she freaked out so much. But it was really funny when she told me about it, because I was like, I don't remember any of that. I just thought that I was dreaming, because I actually was dreaming that I was turning all of the lights on. Now, the second time that it happened was actually a lot more entertaining, in my opinion. I say entertaining. Again, it was my mother who had to deal with me sleepwalking, but I found it hilarious when she told me. It was about a year ago or something like that. I'd had a really long day, a really long weekend. I was super tired, so I ended up falling asleep on the couch. And I remember the dream that I was having. I was dreaming that I was having an argument with my sister. She'd broken my glasses and like didn't want to apologize for it and was like running away from me, not wanting to talk to me. And I was like, why do you always do this? Why do you never want to talk to me about anything? Why do you always have to be like this? So then I woke up from that dream and I was like, damn, it's kind of a stupid dream. It was like really aggressive. I was super angry, but I slept pretty well. I feel pretty rested. Got up, went to the kitchen, and my mother was in there and she looked at me really weird and was like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, why wouldn't I be okay? And she explained the whole thing to me. So basically what happened is that she was in the kitchen and she heard me in the living room shouting, you always do this, why do you always do this? She thought nothing of it. She thought that I was like watching TV, a show that I was super into, or maybe someone called me and I was arguing with them. But then I got up off the couch, walked to the kitchen, stood right in front of my mother and was like talking to her. Well, I say talking, more like shouting and slash arguing with her. And I was saying to her, why do you always do this? Why do you always do this? Why don't you ever want to talk to me? You always want to just get up and leave. And I was being kind of aggressive, she said. She said that I had like an aggressive nature or tone towards her. And she said that she was actually really scared, because when she was talking to me and we were having this little whatever you want to call it, she said that when she was looking at me, it didn't really seem like it was me. Like, I was there, but I wasn't really there when she looked at me, which you can understand, right? I mean, I've never had a sleepwalking person look at me and argue with me, but I can assume that it's very weird. Like, the person is there, but they're not really there because they're sleeping, right? I don't know. I can't even imagine how weird it is or how scary it is, but I can imagine it's pretty scary. Then after yelling at my mother, telling her that she always does this and never listens to me, I sat on the floor. And I just sat there staring like... And then I got up and went back on the couch and went to sleep. And when she was initially telling me about what happened, she was still kind of like on edge and kind of unnerved about the whole thing, but after she had finished telling me and I was like, I don't remember that happening at all, which was really actually very scary because I didn't remember a thing. I remembered the dream that I had, but I did not remember a freaking thing. But after she had got done telling me, we just laughed and it was freaking hilarious because I was like, damn, I was yelling at my mother sleepwalking. It's pretty damn hilarious. So yeah, that's the 2 stories of the times that I sleepwalked. I wouldn't say I'm a sleepwalker. I've only done it twice, but it's kind of scary because I'm very aware that I've done it before and I could definitely do it again. The times that I sleepwalked were maybe like, what, 10 years apart? No, more than that, like 12 years apart. So it's not like it happens frequently, but it kind of just scares me to know that I could possibly do it again. And I'm sure it scares everyone that knows me, who knows this story. Now all of you guys can be scared of me sleepwalking if we ever sleep together for some reason. So if any of you guys have sleepwalked or maybe even sleep talked, leave it in the comment section because I would love to know some of your stories. I think they're kind of amusing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this and I'll speak to you later. Bye.